What's happening, everyone? Aaron Jackson here with the Rotation Report. This is not financial advice. Do me a favor and take the hint. And today we're going to talk about the state of the AI rally. I know after hours here, we got CoreWeave ticking a little lower. Everyone's just waiting with bated breath for this thing to freaking collapse and, the bubble to burst and all the good things, all those things. And oh shit, my tab is not popping up. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Think we got it. I think we got it. So let's just get right into it. You know, the government shutdown is kind of a big deal, right? We've got NASDAQ 100. It's sold off. You lost the breakout. You're like, oh no, we're screwed. But then the rumors come in. They're going to vote to reopen the government. And in a few days, the liquidity is going to be back. So the 50-day moving average is held across the board here. You love to see it. And, we talk about these lines, these breakouts, these key levels and all that. But at the end of the day, if you're just looking for a simple reference point, the 50-day moving average is it. It's just the reference point for dummies like me and you, right? Like just the simple thing to use. And then here's the CoreWeave chart now. You can see kind of messy here, but if we just go and strip that off, yeah, a lot of distribution, a lot of people underwater here. Definitely worth noting. But the stock's flat after hours. I think if it holds 93, something like that, it'll be fine. Get back down to around 90. It could just be a range. But, compared to a lot of these AI components and all memory and all that stuff, you think this rally from, late August to now, not that impressive, not at all. But, a lot of people are talking about Michael Burry's puts. And, I think we've all seen The Big Short. And my God, has everyone forgotten the scene where the guys are like, Michael, what are you doing? And, give me back my fucking money. And, so he started shorting housing in 2005. And, the crisis wasn't until 2008 is all I'm saying. All I'm saying. And I had a buddy send me an article from, I don't know, some publication, some non-market publication. It's got one of these writers, and he's like, oh, yeah, no, AI is definitely a bubble because his main reasoning was, well, Nvidia is worth $5 trillion and it's 8% of the S&P 500. Of course it's a bubble. And that's not a good argument. So, I would say to counter that bullshit argument, two things going on here. One, it's the sovereign AI, right? The governments are getting involved. And we're going to see here in a chart or two, that's really driving the security stocks, the AI security plays, the cybersecurity. Maybe that's next. Let's see. Nope. But, and then also we've got, Elon's AI girlfriends. Yeah, don't forget about that. And then we've got people just making like AI videos. And that is, you want to talk about something that's going to be a drain on power, resources, computing, all of those things. The AI video is just devouring basically everything. Prediction. States are going to have to outlaw the AI video. Maybe just let California have the AI video. You want to go do AI video? Go to LA. Okay, go do it over there because, the numbers are the number. You can't even believe the numbers. How much more, compute and power the video takes versus just your chatbots. And so next up is ASTS, the Space Mobile. We've got. Kind of green after hours, just up a little bit, but you can see the chart looks really good here. Pull back into the 50-day and a growth stock leader, less volume. You love to see it. If a stock kind of hangs in around here post earnings, get to later in the week, get the liquidity to come back in. Looks like it could be setting up a year-end rally. And then here we go with the cybersecurity CrowdStrike. Oh shit, look at that thing. For all the pullbacks that happen, they're pretty deep in these big tech names. This CrowdStrike held firm above that prior breakout area. Look at that thing, already back at the high, looking good. Get you some cybersecurity in your portfolio into year end, no doubt. Here's Datadog, hit all-time highs today. Obviously, you're not trying to buy it right here, right now, after a move from 150s to 200 in a straight line. Maybe it goes sideways for a little bit. But yeah, get you some cybersecurity in your portfolio. And then we might as well check in on quantum, see how, okay, the liquidity is being drained out of the market, but, IonQ kind of hanging in there. It's a leader. People might want it on their books into the end of the year, but actually it's kind of flat for the year, which is kind of surprising, if I'm being honest. And then today, you hate to see on a green day for the tape, something down 6, 7%. So the market is still kind of calling bullshit here. And then computing leader Nebius, is that how we say it? NBIS looks like a nice little consolidation here. But you never know. We'll see how that earnings reaction is. That'll be just as important as the core weave. And then after that, you look across the AI components, the semis, that stuff. Here's Nova Measuring Instruments. That's advanced packaging and memory equipment. And look at that thing. Just a nice firm back test, a nice firm bounce. Looking good in the uptrend here. So, definitely like the semis into year end. And then we've got Planet Labs. It's like they scan the earth every day, maybe every 12 hours. They scan everything. So governments love the shit. Corporations love the shit. Everybody loves the shit. Anyways, nice and coiled up here. Again, 50-day test. Looking pretty classy there. And then we talked about the ARC Genomic Index the other day. And look at that thing. Right back to the breakout area. So going to want to see a good, strong close to the week, but think we're going to get it. But, we will see by the end of the week. I think it's going to hold up just fine. And then the IPO index, we talked about that before numerous times. This 47 area, again, hasn't really changed anything. You're going to need to get the government reopened. You're going to need the liquidity to flow, open up the government, turn the money printer back on. But so far, so good. And this is just a shakeout at the 200-day. And then, yes, the small cap. So this, hey, we could still say that's a pretty big divergence here, and it's going to unwind. But, if your bear case is just a RSI divergence, a momentum divergence, that's not much of a bear case, right? You need more than just that. If you're going to be like, no, I'm shorting this market, you're really going to need to see that, that lower high come in and then that lower low follow through to feel good about shorting. So, it is a thing that's there, especially QQQJ as well. But you need more than just the divergence, no doubt about it. And then, there's plenty of good healthcare names trading well. Here's Natera. It's like cancer testing, advanced little tests. And look at that thing. Brand new all-time highs coming out of base over base. Just so much good out here. No one's going to tell you about it because the only way to get people to consume your content is to scare the living shit about it, to seem like you care about them, right? You seem very concerned. You're a very concerned citizen for everyone's financial well-being. And then they proceed to say whatever bullshit to scare the living fuck out of you. So you keep turning it. That's just the deal. And here's something that scares the living fuck out of me. This Oklo, fucking no business, no product Oklo trading at $15 billion valuation here. Look at that. You got the head and shoulders top breakdown, and now it's a back test of the neckline. I think earnings are tomorrow night, something like that. They're coming soon. Definitely keep an eye on it. But it was funny at the open. They took this thing, it was gapped up, and then it was down 3%. And look at that, only closed down 1%. So actually kind of, held in there pretty well. And if you think about it, look, is it bullshit? Is it do they have a leading solution in a couple of years that they're going to make a bunch of money off of? We'll see about that. But you know what? People want it on their books into the end of the year because it's a badass. It's been a hell of a winner this year. So, we'll see how that goes. And then, TeraWulf. They, another compute provider, deals with Google. And, Google. Hell yeah, Google. Trading flat post market after earnings are out here. So, you could tell me this is going to roll over in time. Like it had to move from 2 to 17 and you got some sellers up above 15s now, but could still work higher again. Massive winner this year. So we'll see how that goes. And then a couple other trades. Yeah. The gold trade's back. The metals all bottomed out here and sure. Why not? Again, it's been a big mover this year, gold miners have outperformed the Mag 7 stocks by 75, 100% this year. So yeah, everyone's gonna want to show gold on the books into the end of the year. But I think every day that gold outperforms the NASDAQ 100, we're going to want to focus and shift more to the NASDAQ 100. And that's the surprise of 2026. But into year end, that's a real tricky deal. So we'll want to keep an eye on that and position when the time comes. And then finally, so everyone, we're talking about breadth a lot, and, there's not a lot of advancers when the indices are up because NVIDIA is such a big weighting in the S&P 500. And I just wanted to pop up this 20-year chart on these interest rates. So it's things are happening in a big way in our economy these days. There's a rapid transformation. So you look at this 10-year US Treasury interest right here, the yield, 4.1%. You go back, it's like, holy shit, man. For a whole generation, this is still, gone nowhere for a couple years, even down this year, but it's still the highest level in a generation. And how do you break the inflation? Well, one, you get rid of all the fraud, right? The fraud and the waste, you try to do that. And then higher interest rates just kills off uncompetitive businesses, right? So you kill off all the waste, right? It's kind of like you get a fast or whatever, you cut the fat, and that leans up the economy a little bit. And that's just capitalism doing its thing. It's just that for so long we just had interest rates so low, businesses couldn't be like going under. They could these corporations, they could just, buy their shares back, and financial engineer their way to prosperity. And now they can't. So, big deal. And the firing should continue. The businesses should continue to go under. And then the best companies will probably just benefit from that, from lower prices, and they'll be able to get better talent, et cetera, et cetera. And so, the bad news is going to keep coming, and it's up to us to not pay attention to that shit and only, but stay vigilant, right? It matters, but it's just, there's still the white collar jobs. Yeah, they're not looking so great. The blue collar jobs, there's still a lot of endless demand for actual skilled labor in this country. So I hope you guys don't forget that. And that's all I got for you today. And, thanks for tuning in. And if you like the video, do me a favor and like the video. Until next time, we will see you, friends.